me, Cheryl, with the Glass City Grind, and I could not be more happier, not more excited to be joined today with Queen Cookie. Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much. It's so good to be here with you today.
You know, I have to say it, I'm going to say it right up front.
Say it, girl.
We are trying to be like composed now that the camera's on. They just counted us in, and we're both like, hi.
Hi, you're trying to be all proper. Hi.
I know, that was not what was going on before that camera started rolling. I want to be honest with you. That could be good or bad.
Yes.
That's a different show.
Yes.
Anyways, welcome to our show. We're so glad that you joined us.
Thank you.
We love you already.
Oh, thank you.
You know, you're just one of those people. And first of all, we want to say we're proud of you because you're right here from the Glass City.
Yes.
And you've been here, there, and everywhere. So we want to, for those that wouldn't know and those that need to be reminded, all you've done, where you came from, what you're doing.
My background is, well, I started to doing stand-up comedy at 63 years young.
Okay.
Okay. There was an ad in the Toledo Blade at the Perrysburg Funny Bone for an open mic. So I always thought I was funny at work, with my co-workers, with my family. But I said, let me go out to this comedy club and put this funny on stage and see how many strangers think I'm funny.
Okay, how scary though, to really, like, if people laugh at you, but then to think to be funny on demand. I mean, I'm saying kudos to you for even being able to get up and go, I'm going to go see if I can do it.
Yeah, but you know, at the time, I didn't have anything to compare it to. So I didn't have that fear. You know, had I been comparing it to something first time out the box, so I didn't have anything to compare it to. So I didn't have stage fright. Plus, I grew up basically performing. As a child, 9 years old, I would go to summer camps, and they would always elect me to be the representative for my cabin to be in the talent contest. So I would get up there and sing this little song as a 9, 10, 11-year-old child, because I went 3 years in a row. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hand. He got the whole world in his hand. He got the whole world in his hand.
Girl, we going on the road.
Girl, we're taking this show on the road. So anyway, I would win first place with all of the cabins. So I got that taste. So when I became a teenager, I would sing in my choirs, in the choir at my church. And I would lead the choir sometimes, be the directress, and I would do solos.
Yes.
So I didn't have that stage fright. So fast forward, when I became, I don't know, I was probably about 37 years old when I took my first cruise.
Okay.
Of course, they have talent contests on the ship.
Of course.
Who raises their hand? Me.
Of course.
And that's where the name Cookie came from, because my birth name is Earlene. And I didn't want that name. I wanted something more spicy. So I came up with this name, Cookie. So on the cruise ships, I entered the contest, and I would come in first singing this song by Whitney Houston, The Greatest Love of All.
Oh, yes.
And so fast forward, it's when I put in to do the stand-up at the Funny Bone. So now, right before then, I had turned 60. So the theme of my party was Queen, the African Queen.
Yes.
So that's where the name Queen came from. So when I started doing stand-up for the first time, I needed to put more spice into my name. So I used Queen from the party, I use Cookie from the cruise ships, and that's how I became Queen Cookie.
And it fits you. It is so perfect. It is really perfect for you. So obviously you did well at the Funny Bone.
Yes, I had a standing O for my first time. Matter of fact, the manager asked me after the show, young lady, have you ever been on stage and done comedy before? I said, my first time out the box. He said, you commanded that stage.
I love it. You know, and I think sometimes as a parent, it's good to let people know some children have it in them.
Yes.
And our surroundings and what we do for them as parents can help encourage that and set them up for success.
Yes.
And like you never had a fear for it because this is who I am, this is what I do, I'm going for it.
Yes.
I love it, it's beautiful. We're going to take a quick little break.
Okay.
When we come back, we're going to talk some more. We're going to talk some personal things about women, Queen, and health, and we're going to talk about where you're at, where you're doing, how people can follow you. We'll be right back, after this.
Welcome to Sylvania Veterinary Hospital. We love animals. We love their curiosity. We love their smiles, and we love taking care of them.
it's me, Cheryl, and I'm here with Queen Cookie. We are just having a great conversation today, just enjoying each other. We're glad you're sticking with us. So let's talk. You are here from the Glass City. You let us know how you got started, and then you did the Funny Bone, Standing O. You're doing it. What's your next steps in life? Where are you going to progress this into where you're at now?
You know, I just take this one day at a time because I'm retired. I've been retired since 2001 from the Toledo Blade newspaper.
Okay, wait a second. You have a man here with you today, girl?
Yeah.
You are not retired, okay?
I'm retired, sugar.
You got to take care of him. That's work.
Well, you put it like that.
Have a man and keeping a man. No woman's ever retired. I'm sorry, Big Daddy.
but you know what? He's basically self-sufficient. I don't have to fawn all over him and bring his plate to him. You know, I used to do that in my younger year and fix this and fix that. He just let me be me.
I love it.
And I let him be him.
And that's a great relationship.
Yes.
And that's what we all strive for,
Yes.
the long-lasting,
Yes.
all that.
Yes.
So you were here, you worked at the Blade.
Yes.
See, you all about the Glass City.
Yes.
You are the Glass
Yes.
City.
Yes.
And so you now do, sometimes you're open for Monique.
Yes. Matter of fact, I just got back from Cleveland a couple weekends ago, opening at the Cleveland Improv, and I also I don't really call it opening for her. I call it playing on stage with her, and because she has an opener, okay, and I'm basically the guest. And so in July, I was able to go to a club in California, around San Francisco, Pleasanton, California, called Tommy T's. And May of 2017, I performed at the Apollo Theater.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
What was your feeling being there?
Oh my God, at first I was just so nervous. But my husband kept telling me to just pretend that you're at the Funny Bone, because that was your home. That's where I started.
Right.
So I just pretended that I was on stage at the Funny Bone, and I just let it rip.
Yeah, well, we love
And got
that.
to stand it over.
Oh, you have been known since you were 9 to get the standing O. That's what you were meant to do.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes.
So let's talk. We're going to make sure at the end of the segment people know where to follow you and how
Okay.
they can see where you're performing and other things. But we did want to talk about something just a little more serious today too,
sure.
about women's health and tips for people, especially when it comes to diabetes, because you have really overcome and are doing so well and thriving. I would love for our viewers to be able to have tips and know really with certain levels of diabetes you can make a change right there at home. So please let me help us with that and give our viewers
Sure, no
some tips.
problem. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I think it was about March of 2010. And my family physician didn't inform me that I had it. I had what they called, the medical profession, PVCs. It's when your heart sort of skips beats. And anyway, I went to my heart doctor to have that looked at, and he brought up that I had type 2 diabetes. I said, I have what? He said, didn't your doctor inform you of that? I said, no. So anyway, I made an appointment with my family physician, and he informed me at that time, yes, you have diabetes. I'm like, when were you going to tell me that?
Right.
I fired his...
Yes. He's no longer the
He's no
physician.
longer. Plus, he was about 150 pounds himself, overweight. So he wanted to throw a pill down my throat rather than tell me a different path to take. So anyway, I found a new doctor, and I've lost 55 pounds since 2010. And I don't take any medicine. That doctor gave me medicine. I took it for 3 days.
Okay.
And it gave me diarrhea, and it made me feel funny in my body. And being a stand-up comedian, I said, I can't live on a daily basis with diarrhea. Excuse me, I got to leave the stage and go.
Right.
So anyway,
I call it number 4.
Yeah, you call it number 4.
You got to go number 4.
She said number 4. So anyway, I came off that medication after 3 days, and I made up my mind, because I'm a dedicated, committed person, that I can do this with a lifestyle change.
Yes.
And that's when I bumped up my exercise. I started eating more healthy, more fruits and vegetables in my diet. And instead of eating a whole dinner plate of food, I cut it in half. Even when I go out to restaurants, I cut my meal in half. I ask for a doggy bag right off the top. And I take half that meal home. And sometimes it turns into 2 more meals.
Right.
Because they give you so much food
They
now.
do.
And I used to eat all of that food.
Oh, no, yes.
Plus I would have
Dessert?
a couple drinks and dessert.
Yes.
And dessert. Now I still eat everything I want. I just don't eat as much. I cut it in half. And that works for me. Like this morning, I did 30 minutes on the treadmill. I did 10 more minutes with stretching and other exercises that I do.
See, I love it. And what I think it's important for people to know is that drinking water,
Yes.
cutting what your food and some of the things that you put in your food in
Yes,
half,
yes.
and walking. It doesn't have to be vigorous
Yes.
exercise.
No.
You can really make a change that doesn't cost you really anything,
No.
and you gain so much more.
Right.
So I appreciate your honesty about that, and that you're looking well, you feel well, and you're
Yes.
doing well.
Yes.
And we'll have you back from time to time, and we'll continue to give people tips, because
yes.
when something's in your hand that easy to make a difference,
Yes,
why
yes.
wouldn't we?
Yes, yes.
And I enjoy you. Go ahead.
And in my community, diabetes can be a silent killer.
Yes.
Because most people will start to get some blurriness in their vision. They might even get a amputation of a toe. It starts out with a toe, and then sometimes it moves to the foot.
Right.
And then it moves to the entire leg. Say a lot of them, I see them from the knee down because of poor circulation.
Right.
And what I advise anybody to do is, number one, at least go to the doctor once a year. Okay, and if you by any chance is diagnosed with this disease, I would advise everybody to go to an educational class to find out about the disease. I never knew that a portion size was probably about that big.
Right.
Because I was eating portion sizes like that.
Because that's what we're taught.
That's what we're taught. We were taught growing up to eat all your food. Clean your plate, eat all your food off plate. And I can really tear up a whole fried chicken,
Yes.
chicken.
Yes.
Chickens used to see me and take off running. Here come the queen. Now they got nerve to walk by me, Cheryl. They speaking. Hey queen. I'm like, you better get away from me, because I might have a relapse. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a little funny.
Right.
But seriously, you have to take care of your health.
Yes.
Because if you don't, you only get one you. And
Yes.
I don't know how long I'm going to be on this planet, but while I'm on this planet, I want to live a productive, healthy life as best I can.
And one of the things I want to address, you said, is the silent killer. And I think that we need to be careful about anything, especially nowadays in our communities, what we're going through health-wise, natural-wise, in this world. We can't be silent no more.
No, we can't be silent, because high blood pressure is a silent killer.
Yes.
And all of that ties in with each other.
Yes.
Diabetes can cause heart attacks.
Right.
It can cause strokes, poor circulation, where you get amputations.
Right.
So at least go to your doctor once a year. And what I advise, and I would like to put this out here,
Okay.
I advise churches and pastors to get in their pulpits and talk about health. Now see, I can't relate to people back 2,000 years ago when Ezekiel said this and Romans said that and St. John, whatever said that,
Right.
Matthew said that. You need to talk to me about up-to-date reality living.
Where we are right now.
Where we are right now in 2018. And what a better way to inform the public and yourself as a pastor.
Right.
That health, you need to talk about health, because people
It's
are
a temple.
dying.
You're supposed
It's
to
our
take it-
temple.
you're
And
supposed
if
to
we don't
take
take
care
care
of
of it,
Exactly.
there you go.
Well, I think we could talk about so much more, and
Oh,
we
yes.
will be. You're
Yes.
going to be seeing more of us together,
Yes.
because I want to be a queen too.
You are, baby. You are a queen sugar. And this young lady right here, she full of spice.
Yes.
Spunk.
A little sugar, but
Oh,
mainly
and
spice.
look like you got brown sugar all up in you.
Okay, all right.
All right.
But listen, we're going to put up where people can follow you.
Okay.
We are proud of you from the Glass City.
Thank
We're
you.
proud of the information. We
Thank
know you
you.
do like podcasts. We know you out traveling. We know you're full of
Yes.
information.
Yes.
We're going to have you back on our show regular, so just so we can
Yes.
stay up to date and you can add
Yes.
to our talk here.
Yeah,
So-
they can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter under Queen Cookie.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
and we'll be
you.
right back after this.
Thank you.
The Toledo Library System has been a beacon for learning for over 120 years. Since then, a lot has changed. Our newest change will take place in September 2018, when we begin a $10.4 million renovation at the main Toledo branch. The new and improved library will open sometime in 2019, so in the meantime, please visit one of our 19 other branches. We look forward to seeing you. Keep on reading.
welcome to the Glass City Grind. Thanks for joining me today. I am so glad to be joined with Officer Joe. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And no, I'm not under arrest, people. I know there are people out there hoping finally it's happened and we're taping it. But you're here today. We want to talk about a couple of things. We want to talk about what is Feet on the Street.
Feet on the Street is a charity that myself and my friend Zach Stewart started years ago, and it allows a way for police officers in the community to kind of connect. We do a lot of different functions. We teach children about firearm safety. We help with like an urban outdoors program where we teach children about how to fish and hunt, things like that. And the biggest one, our kind of flagship one, is the 12 Kids of Christmas, which is coming up in December.
Yes, and that's what I want to talk about today because really the holiday is right around the corner. And we want to know what all that does and what we can do as a community or any of our viewers to be a part of that and help out.
The 12 Kids of Christmas we actually started it literally with 12 children. And only 9 of them showed up because they thought it was a scam. But we've grown now to 200 children. Our 200 children come from Lucas County Children's Services. They are very in need. Without our help, they wouldn't have a Christmas. So we provide them in one day. I'd like to pack all of Christmas in one day. So we give them pictures with Santa. They get McDonald's gives them free breakfast. We get transportation from Children's Transportation. We take them to Meyer on a Lexus. They get $120 to spend with an officer or a military member for the day. We bring them back. They're going to get pizza that day. The princesses come out. We get the zoo. I mean, we really do try to make their Christmas as special as possible. And I mean, really, it's a community-driven thing. It's myself and my friend and now one other person who's going to help us manage some of our multimedia stuff, but we do it around the kitchen table.
Now what, if I can ask, what made you guys think, because a lot of us know people are in need or we may do something here and there, but what made you really sit down and think, we need to make this more bigger than us type of thing?
It started, my dad was actually in an orphanage and he was an officer. So from a very young age, I was pushed to, kind of help those in need. And I became an officer. I saw an opportunity and I seized upon it. My friend had the Feet on the Street charity at the time. We kind of combined the two, and my goal is the bigger I can make it, because 200 children scratches the surface. There's well over 800 children last year that needed help, and until that need is fulfilled, I want to keep working at it.
Right. Well, I think it's a great organization. I want to make sure that what can we do? What can we tell our viewers? Is there a drop-off box? Are we looking for gifts? Are we looking for money? Are we looking for volunteers? What can we do, and where do we send them if they need it?
Really what we would look for now is mostly just donations. We don't have much overhead, so the money is really what pays for everything and gets us through it. It would be any donations to feetstreet.org. 1947 Franklin Avenue, you can send it to Feet on the Street there. That's our Toledo Police Patrolmen's Association.
Okay.
That's their union hall. Or you can send them to the police department themselves and just say, for the 12 Kids of Christmas. But that's, that's it. I mean, we don't have any paid employees, so we just
and so all of you that help are volunteering. So what are the dates up until today? It looks like on December, I want to make sure I have it right, on December 17th, this is when you do it with the children. Is that a Saturday or?
That's a Monday.
Okay.
We have to kind of work with, we tried it on a weekend once.
It's
it was a lot, but December 17th, and the big one, if anybody wants to come see it, I tell them to be at the Meyer and Alexis, somewhere between, about 10:30.
Okay.
And you're going to see a horde of children come in and just pick the shelves clean. I mean, it's a fun event.
And I love it, and I think you're right. We all need to remember there's always someone in need, and any little bit does help. And I think to be a part of our community, these are things we need to know that officers, even though you're not, you guys have came together. These are positive things that you're doing to help the community. We need to be reminded of that. Thank you for doing that. We're going to make sure that we put flyers up, and Glass City Grind wants to be there and help document some of the things that you're doing, because we're very proud that you're doing that and proud of the Glass City. So remember, before December 17th, any donation is appreciated. It's called Feet on the Street, but what is the website one more time that they can go to if they? feetstreet.org, or you can send them straight to the police department with Feet on the Street and care of, and we can find it. Yep, and you're making a big difference for the holiday for some children that need it. It's for the 12 Kids of Christmas. So thank you very much, Officer Joe.
Thank you.